My name is Skip Macdonald. I'm the editor on PLUR1BUS. I've been nominated for an Emmy Award for We Is Us.
Hi, I'm Chris McCaleb, and I am an editor, and I am nominated for an Emmy for episode 103 of PLUR1BUS, which is entitled Grenade.
My name is Joey Liew. I was just nominated for an Emmy Award for the episode Got Milk for PLUR1BUS.
When I got the opportunity to read the first script, it was so different and unique and such a break from the Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul universe that it was really interesting, and it was something that I really wanted to do because it was a story I've never read before or heard before or felt I've seen before.
It kind of asks the question, what would you do if everything that you knew about your life just changed overnight?
The show PLUR1BUS starts out with a transmission from space. It kind of acts like a virus of sorts, and the virus spreads throughout the world.
That takes over almost everybody. There's 13 people that have not been affected by this virus.
We sort of take this journey with our main character, Carol Sturka, played by the amazing Rhea Seehorn, and we sort of see through her eyes as her grumpy, cranky eyes as we navigate this completely new world and trying to figure out what's going on.
Thank you for calling.
I've been working with Vince since Breaking Bad, and we have a great working relationship. And I just kind of, when PLUR1BUS came about, I was asked to join and have been working with Vince on this too. It's great to collaborate with Vince. He's very hands-on, but he also gives us the creative freedom to try things and do things. He's always open to seeing what else we could come up with versus what was maybe on the page or what was shot. Sometimes we try things and we get a hit sometimes we don't. But he's very open to seeing things, trying things. Anything anybody has a suggestion on, he's willing to look at because he doesn't want to count anything out. I think with Chris McCaleb and Joey Liew, the other two editors on the show, we get along really well. We work well together. If we have a question about something that's in like my episode, but it was in Chris's episode, I talked to him about how he went about it or what his plan was for what he was going to do. So we can keep that flow moving and make sure that everything connects. In PLUR1BUS, it was a big change from what we normally do because when the virus came in and took everything over, then everything stopped. They didn't drive cars, they didn't fly planes. So we had to create a whole new soundscape, which, you're normally, if you're sitting outside, you're always going to hear traffic, you're going to hear a plane. So we had to strip all of that out and just have nature sounds for the most part. Every once in a while, somebody would come in a car, which of course we'd add in, but we had to remove everything, and it plays a big part. It was a whole other character in the show. Trying to edit a performance when there isn't a lot of dialogue is a challenge in itself, but we have such great actors. So we have great pieces to choose from, and we really get to play with the moments, the emotions. Even though nobody's talking, there's still a lot of emotions going on, and we really work hard to bring those to the front. So this scene was a challenge in the respect of trying to bring the moment of this whole event happening and what the people are doing. We went over and over again and back and forth, trying to get her through the bar and coming out. The sound design was a lot of work. It was a challenge trying to keep all the specifics going and not override each other. The sound was a big deal here too, because everything had stopped, but this woman at the mic was frozen, but she was having this breath going on. And the guitar player his hand was shaking, so we were bumping the strings, and then this guy dropped his drumstick. So it was little moments like that, trying to keep that popped out and keep the strangeness happening.
I was Chris McCaleb's assistant for the first season, and I like to tell the story that he went on vacation during episode 5, but he suggested me for the spot to cut, and I cut episode 5, Got Milk. Stepping into the chair for one of the first times, you adopt certain editors' traits from whoever you've assisted, but you kind of pick and choose like the best thing that works for you workflow-wise. I have not seen anything like this on TV before. It harkens back to kind of older movies, sort of maybe like a Twilight Zone type of feel. It's a breath of fresh air to see something that takes its time and lets the audience experience what the protagonist is experiencing. Rhea Seehorn is phenomenal. Cutting for non-scripted with her, obviously there's a cadence that actors bring, and you kind of just analyze the cadence and you kind of go with your internal clock. One of my favorite things here was this paver montage, because there's not a lot of dialogue. This is the one of the areas where we decided to use music, and this was sort of a planned sort of montage. And this song is it's called "A Calf Born in Winter" by Krung Bin, and it was part of a playlist that Thomas Gulovich, our awesome music supervisor, provided for episode 3, the Sprouts sequence. Thomas really likes to give options, and this was one of the options that seemed perfect for this. A couple of kinetic cuts there. And that was a planned shot. Gordon Smith planned that, and pretty awesome, kind of matching the sun. He's really struggling putting the pavers here. Showing how much work it takes. And the favorite shot. Putting pavers down and closing the cop car here in this Indiana Jones shot.
I've been working with Vince since the end of 2012. It was I came on as an assistant editor to Kelly Dixon, the great Kelly Dixon, on the last season of Breaking Bad, and which was just an absolutely life-changing experience. And Kelly is the greatest mentor in the world. And I worked on all but one season 3 of Better Call Saul, season 1, and soon season 2 of PLUR1BUS. When I start to cut a scene, when I'm getting dailies in, if my assistant is, preparing my dailies bins, I always start by rereading the scene, and not the lined script, but just the words on the page, and just to sort of recenter myself and recalibrate. Then I will go back and I'll watch each setup entirely, all the takes in each setup, and I'll usually do it backwards. You have to watch all your dailies. Again, something I learned from Kelly Dixon. You have to watch everything, because you're gonna find things that are not in the script. You're gonna find things that no algorithm could ever isolate and say, you know what, that's an amazing moment. That's an incredible, pure performance that maybe they didn't even notice it on set, but it happened because the camera captures everything. You're mining for gold when you're doing that, and you're trying to find these really authentic human moments that you might find a use for when you're constructing the scene. This sequence, yeah, so the Sprouts sequence was really nuts. And so they really did coordinate all these trucks. But, like everything, you kind of have to do some trickery. And so cutting from this shot, which is take 3, first of all, we're altering Carol's performance. We're picking the part that we want. So that way, they marry seamlessly, and you would never know that those were 2 different pieces. So, however, this is take 3, And then in take 4, which was the best piece of this, the trucks were moving at a slightly different speed. And so we used motion effect just to get that motion to be a little bit better match. And then here, we're also bringing this, altering the timing of this truck, which blends seamlessly into these shots. And we went through many iterations of this because a lot of work bringing the trucks in, controlling the sound of the trucks, controlling the sound of them stopping. So that she's being overwhelmed by these trucks, by the coordination that these beings have.
What I love about being an editor is it's like putting a puzzle together. I get to mold it, I get to shape it, I get to create it. Where I know puzzles have pieces that fit together, we have a puzzle that the pieces don't always fit. So we get to reshape those pieces and make them fit together.
Basically rewriting in a third medium, right? You are kind of the tool to help showrunner, director achieve what they want to achieve. And I really like to be able to foster that through to the finished product.
And editing, as many of us know, is it's the only art and craft of filmmaking that is specific to film. It doesn't exist in any other artistic format, not music, not writing theatrical plays. I've always loved telling stories, and editing for me is just one of the best ways to craft a story visually and emotionally